Hey everybody, it's Smudgy Gay. This is Nancy and Sluggo having wonderful ice cream cones. Nancy and Sluggo was a wonderful comic strip that children could read and understand. Young children could read and understand. I remember reading Nancy when I was about 4 or 5 years old, right as I was learning how to read. And it's a classic, and the artwork by Ernie Bushmuller is deceptively simple and incredibly charming and incredibly consistent. And the left likes to mock Nancy. You know, they like to mock her, I guess. Although I think some of them may like her. It's kind of interesting because Sluggo, a little pig face, he's like got an Occupy face, doesn't he? A pig. He's like the little hobo, Nancy's hobo friend. So Nancy's basically slumming throughout the entire Nancy and Sluggo sequence of comic strips over the course of what? 500 years? What's happening, everybody? I've been absent for so long. I have so many issues going on. You know, what did you guys think of last night's show? Aside from hearing me, like, you know, cough and blow my nose. Aside from that, see, Kyle stepped in, and he was just all bound and determined. He kept telling me, I wanted to point out the difference between Chicago and Southern Illinois. And I'm like, well, that should take 5 seconds. What are you going to talk about the rest of the half hour? So I brought on Steve Politic, hoping that the two of them, what are the candidates there for again? Kyle is for Romney. Is Kyle for Romney? No, that Steve is for Mitt Romney, and Kyle is for Rick Santorum. He doesn't want to tell me that because he's worried that I will not let him on the air. I think if I know he's for Rick Santorum. Whatever. I agree with apparently the majority of Americans. I don't care. And here's the time. There are times when being a alcoholic is a good thing, or being a recovering alcoholic is a good thing. To knowing when it's a situation that you cannot change, you know. And if we have a brokered convention, we'll have a brokered convention, and whatever happens happens, but there are limitations on everyone. This is something that I tried to impress on the Sarah Palin people at times, that the ultimate decision was hers, and that it wasn't up to us. And a lot of people who haven't dealt with their ego have a hard time dealing with that. They think everything's riding on them and that they have to save the world. My friend Christopher Button. Hello, Christopher! He posted a very interesting post on Facebook today about how he doesn't want to be Dagny in Atlas Shrugged and be rushing around trying to save this system. Just, you know. I think that man's going galt. That's what I think. I don't think I'm quite ready to do that. I enjoy being a new media personality far too much. So I have a whole bunch of people that I see online regularly who are really stepping up. They are inspired by Andrew Breitbart, and they are stepping up. I have one friend on Facebook who seems to fancy himself the new Brandon Darby, who's like ready to go undercover into some bizarro left-wing organization near his town First of all, friend, and you know who you are, I would suggest that you get a copy of Mr. Andrew Breitbart's Righteous Indignation. It is a field guide, if you will, a manual of new media, citizen journalism. Don't just rush into anything willy-nilly. Get yourself a good camera phone, unlike the one I've got. Oh, by the way, some of you have been complaining about the technical limitations of the small G gay universe. I was attempting to do what the Avengers program did, and that was to use my limitations as a sort of style. But a lot of you Republicans want all the latest technology, and it's bitch, bitch, bitch. However, I am doing a Blog Talk show, but I should be upgrading my phone sometime in the late spring. So maybe you'll be getting better audio on the Blog Talk show. That has to do with them, though. Admittedly, my phone is not the finest, but none of the shows on Blog Talk have the sound quality of terrestrial radio. So that's one thing. So my friend on Facebook has turned into Brandon Darby, and Brandon Darby has turned into Small G Gay. He has a new radio show on Blog Talk Radio, and it's with Lee Stranahan. It's called Darby Stranahan, and it's on sometime I'm never up, 7 o'clock a.m. But you can get the podcast at their show. It just launched last week. This is a pure, unabashed plug for someone that I admire. I don't know Brandon. I've never had the pleasure of his company, although I would say that while Brandon is charming, I love his easygoing drawl on radio, I think that guy should be on television because he is one good-looking character. And I think it would be terrific if he had some kind of television program. We got to get to that, don't we? Or maybe some kind of what do they call it? Like a rush cam. Oh, he's going to be on tomorrow. That should be another new round of drama, huh? So anyway, it's like a lot of people are like, Rush is inspired by Andrew Breitbart. He's starting to tweet. Here's a couple things I didn't mention in my critique of Rush Limbaugh's tweeting abilities on my show Saturday night. Okay, here's a couple of observations. For one thing, Rush has two profiles, at Limbaugh and at Rush Limbaugh, which is insane. Okay? That is insane. And I mentioned how he announces that he's going to make a tweet on the show, but then he says on the tweet, read this, he doesn't say just click on it, but he says read this article, and then he says, and then retweet. And then he tells everyone on the show to do it at the same time. I've never seen anything like it. It's like cat and kangaroo for Twitter. But hey, even he's joining it. Even he's joining the new media world. I'm so glad I'm established already, you guys. I'm so glad I already have a Twitter following, you guys. My God. Oh, small but perfectly formed. You know, I was always about quality, not quantity, and I did not want to have to fight the leftards, so I was very specific in who I allowed to follow me. So if you follow me, for the most part, it means I approve of your politics, for the most part. What else is happening? Occutard is back. Good Lord. They were out last night and they were out tonight, and the police arrested people last night. I don't know if they've arrested anyone yet tonight, but they will. It's just a matter of time. They were streaming that online, and you could see them from the comfort of your own home. I could last about 3 minutes. I had to turn it off. It was so irritating. First of all, they're all rich college kids. They're all white. They're all like under 30, or no, some of them are probably Sonda Fluke's age. They look a lot like Sonda Fluke. They look like Sonda Fluke when she wants to party. And, like affected glasses, pseudo-intellectual glasses, quote, interesting, unquote, hairstyles, bellowing their heads off, ordering everyone all around. angry at Mother and Dad, angry that Dad killed all those people that loved canals. So now he's decided to become an environmentalist. Oh, that's Al Gore. But that type of thing, that working off your parents' karma, and so you know what this means now. It means that all the poor people who live in the Bronx, no, they wouldn't do the Bronx. They'd only do Brooklyn. They could only go to Brooklyn. They couldn't possibly go to the Bronx. So all the people who live in Brooklyn who are part of like the cleaning teams, you know, like the people who clean the office buildings downtown, and the people who are the delivery people in the restaurants downtown, and the people that are making the sandwiches and the bagels in the delis downtown, and the people behind the cash registers downtown, all of those people who will be trying to get into work or trying to get home from work will now be stopped and harassed by very, very wealthy, white, privileged leftists who will want to instruct them as to how much pain the poor feel and the working class feels. They'll need to be instructed in that by these very affluent elites who know more about what it is to be poor and working class than people who are poor and working class. So that's something to look forward to all spring and summer long. Anyway, I may have to move. Once Occupy gets into the grip of everything, everybody just wants to leave. You know, whatever, but it is a very small portion of people. They just get mega media because we got this damn freakazoid Rosie O'Donnell media. I feel like I should do another vlog, don't you? Because this is already over 12 and I could keep going. We got to talk about Rosie. I'll talk to you later, guys. This is part 1. Bye.